Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we were going to create a stunning 3D parallax slider using Swiper.js. This tutorial is perfect for anyone who wants to add a modern and interactive touch to their website. Okay, open our code and first let's change title our page. We can add title 3D parallax slider. Okay, and next we need to connect Liberty Names Swiper. Open official site and copy link for styles. Connect inside header and do the same for JavaScript. Copy link and connect here. Okay, now when we connected Swiper, we can start work on our markup. First, we'll create container, create new div, and add class. Call this class Swiper container. Okay, and next we'll create element for background our parallax. Create new div and add class parallax background. Okay, and now we can create wrapper for our slider, create new element and add class Swiper wrapper. And inside our wrapper we can start creating our elements. Create new div and add class Swiper slide. And also will be connect our image for all our slide. We can using attribute style and using background image and add URL. And now you need to download your images. I prepared some images before started recording this video and we can use these images. Add patch inside our Swiper slide and also we can create content inside our slider element. Create new div and add class content. Our slider items will be have two elements, title using h second tag and description using paragraph tag. Let's add some text. Okay, and now let's create tags for our first item. Okay, I worked on our cards and I created 3 Swiper elements. Let's look at the window. Like you see now it looks terrible, but when we'll connect our Swiper and add some styles it will be look more attractive. Okay, let's continue work on our markup. Now we can close our Swiper wrapper and let's create pagination. Create new element and add class Swiper pagination. And also we need to create controllers, preview button and next button. Create new div and add class Swiper button next and Swiper button preview. We can use in button tag for these elements. Okay, and let's look at the window. Like you see we got our arrows and next we need to initialize our Swiper. First you need to create JavaScript file or you can create script tag and writing your code inside this tag. But I'll be using another file because it helps to make code more clearly. First create new const and name this const Swiper. Now we can using new Swiper and this constructor take 2 arguments. First we need to add selector our Swiper and next we need to create object with parameters. We can add Swiper container. We'll be using class, and you don't forget about point before our class. Okay, and now we can create options for our slider. First, create effect. We'll be using cover flow and change cursor to grab in hand using property grab cursor, and this property takes a boolean value. We need to also let's change position our slider using property centered sliders and set value true. And also let's add auto width slides. We need to create slides per wheel, and we can write auto. Okay, let's look at the window. Like you see, our slider was connected, and next let's add options for our cover flow effect. Create new property. It names cover flow effect, and this property take object with some properties. First add rotate, and we need to delete stretch, add 0 and create depth of our slides 200. And also we need to switch on effect multiplayer. We can using property modifier with value 1. And let's look at the window. And also let's add shadow. Create slide shadows with true. Okay, our cover flow effect object is ready, and next enable parallax effect. Create property parallax and set true. Okay, and now we need to connect our controllers. First we'll create pagination. We can use property pagination, and this property also take object, and this object has some parameters like L, and inside this L we can connect our pagination using our class and paste here, and also enable clicking on bolts. Create property bolts and set value true. Okay, and next step we need to connect our navigation using property navigator, and again create object. This object will be have two elements, next L and prev L, and like you understanding, we need to add our selectors like value to these properties. Open our markup and copy this class, and do the same for our prev button. Okay, and next step we need to create event for slide changes. We can use in property on, and inside this property we can create object and create property slide change. Okay, and now we can create function, and inside this function will be animate parallax background on slide change. Create new const and call this const parallax background, and using document method query selector and add class our parallax background. Here's our parallax background, and we can pass this class here. And also we need to create current index. Create new const, and we can use this and property activa index, And now all time when our slider will be changed, we need to change position our background. Will be combined transform and translate using our Parallax background and styles and property transform. Okay, and now let's create translate. We'll be using translate X. And now we need to calculate our position using our current index, and we'll get value in percent. Okay, now our script is ready, and next step we need to create styles for our slider. And now you again have two ways. First way, you can create new file with extend CSS and connect this file inside head, or you can create styles tag inside your HTML file. I'll be using first way and open our CSS file, and first let's create basic styles for the pages. We'll be using body and create display flags, justify content center because I want to center content inside our body horizontally and vertically, and using property alien items also center. Okay, add full viewport height, create height and add 100. Also we don't need any margin, delete all margin using value 0. And now we need to create gradient. Added gradient, and this gradient will be in the description. Also we'll connect a new font using property font family, and today we'll be using Arial, but delete this value. Okay, let's look at the window. Like you see now, it looks more attractive, but we don't need this scroll, and we can use overflow hidden for body. Okay, now we don't have any scroll, and we can start create styles for the slide container. Copy this class and paste below. First change width and add height for our container. We'll be using again percent, and we need 3D effect, and we can use property perspective and add 1000 pixels. Create perspective and add 1000 pixels. Okay, let's look at the window. Like you see now, it looks more attractive. And next we can create styles for our slides. Open our code and copy class and paste here. First we will change background size. We'll be using cover and change background position. We'll be using center. Create max width 400 pixel and height 100%. Also create position relative and create some radius using border radius 10 pixel. Okay, now let's look at the window. Like you see now, it looks more attractive, but our buttons don't work. Let's open our JavaScript file and find the reason. Like you see, I made mistake. We need navigation. Okay, now let's look at the window. Now our button also works, and we can also create shadow for our cards and overflow hidden. Create overflow hidden and create shadow. add 0, 10, 20, and we'll be using black, but also we'll be using RGB because we need to add opacity. Add 30 and create opacity. We'll be using 0.2. Okay, let's look at the window. Like you see, our shadow is appeared, and now we can add stars for our content inside our slider items. Create property content and add position absolute. Using also bottom, we can add 20 pixels and create left. Add also 20 pixels and add color light. Okay, now let's look at the window. Like you see, it looks nice, but we also can create shadow for our text using property text shadow and add value 2 pixels, 4 pixels, and copy this RGB color, but this shadow will be more dark. Change value, and let's look at the window, update our page. Like you see, now it looks more attractive, and next we need to create stars for our parallax background. Open our markup and copy this class, paste here, and first also add position absolute, and we need to delete left using 0 and top using 0. Also add full screen using full size, using width 100% and height 100%. Okay, and next we can create some background images. I'll be using images from our first slide using URL and connect our images. But also let's add property no repeat. Okay, and also let's change speed our transform. We can use in property transition and add value transform, add speed 0.5 seconds and animation effect easy. Okay, next we need to create property filter, create blur 20 pixels and create that index -1. Okay, like you see, nothing changes because I made mistake. Let's look at the window. Here's our stars and let's try to remove image. Okay, now everything works, and when we change our slide, our background moves. Okay, next let's create some stars for our swiper buttons. Copy this to class and add in one line. First change color, set white, next set background using RGB and copy this background, paste here, but change 5 will be enough. And also create radius percent and add width and double for height. Okay, and center all elements inside our button. Okay, our button almost ready, but first we need to delete border and change size our arrow. Copy this class and using after and property font size at 20 pixels. Okay, like you see, our buttons are ready. And in the end, let's create styles for pagination bullets. Copy our class here and paste here. First change background color, but now we don't need black, we'll be using light. Also add width and do the same for our height, and create opacity. We'll be using full opacity at 1 and change speed our bullets using property transition and add value 0.4 seconds. Okay, and now let's look at the window. It looks bad because we need using glass bullets. Okay, now it looks more attractive, and in the end let's create styles for active bullet. Will be changed to property. We can delete all these properties and we need only background color, and we also add transform. We'll be using scale 1.3. I think it will be enough, and let's use in some background color. Paste here. Okay, and now let's look at the window. Like you see, our slider is ready, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and see you in the next tutorial.